That's a good sign. That's right. We welcome into the program Kreckman and Lindahl, Drop of the Year award winner. In addition to being, legendary NHL defenseman, it is Erik Johnson ahead of Avs-Stars. EJ, how you doing? Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for doing this. We really do appreciate it. EJ, Dallas finished up last night. You guys have not played since Sunday. By the way, congratulations to you. You scored the last goal of the 24-25 regular season for the Colorado Avalanche, so well done right there. Tell me mentally what happens to a hockey player this week when you go from the regular season to now the bloodbath that is the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs?
Yeah, I think for one, your focus, not that it isn't entirely 100% dialed in during the regular season, but during the playoffs, you literally just crawl into a hole and you're a hermit for the entire series until you get some time off, hopefully, if we're lucky enough. And during the regular season, it's so long that you kind of need some mental breaks throughout the course of that. And with the playoffs, you're just completely consumed and dialed in with your series. And, it's 100% effort, mental and physical on your series, and nothing else is even close to on your radar, where as during the regular season, it's such a long mental and physical grind that you kind of need these little breaks built in order to, sustain the grind of a long regular season.
You've done this forever. When you talk to younger guys that don't have the breadth of experience in the playoffs, what do you tell them about getting through the mental grind? What's the advice that you give to guys of like, okay, this is what playoff life is like?
I just think there's so many highs and lows, ebbs and flows to not only a series, but to individual games, periods, shifts where things aren't always going to go perfect and bad things are going to happen throughout the course of a series, whether it's mistakes, injuries, whatever. It's such a grind that you really have to maintain that even keel, and it can be a lot if you don't, take care of yourself away from the rink and really dial in, because it's really tough on your body, not only physically but mentally too. So it's a grind, but it's one of those things where I think you just can't get consumed with a bad shift or a bad period. It's such an ebbs and flows throughout the course of series and games that you just have to stay in the moment and focus on your next shift. And whether a bad shift happens or a bad period, you got to park it and focus on the next period, because it's going to do no good to dwell on it in the past. So I think that's just a thing that you learn over time, that there's so many highs and lows throughout the course of a playoff series and a playoff run that you just can't get caught up on it. You have to have a short memory.
Obviously, at the deadline when you guys won the Cup, you had added guys like Cogliano and you got a Manson and so on and so forth. Some nice veteran presence in the room, right? Now you return to this team. What do you think of the guys like Nelson and Coyle and Lindgren that they've added along with you?
I think they've been great. I think they've been awesome. I think if you look at kind of a weakness throughout the season, it probably would have been the center depth, and to go out and get Coyle and Nelson really just adds so much. It just solidifies us down the middle, and you can plug in different wingers with those guys, and it's going to be a really good problem to have for coach. So I love what they've brought. Veteran guys, they played in some big games. Charlie's played in the finals with Boston, so lots of big game experience, which I think is important. It's tough to go through the grind of a win now team like we are now and have young players not really ready to step into that. So to get those guys that really have played in those big games and know what it's like, I think is huge. And especially adding Ryan Lindgren too on the back end. I thought he was so good for us down the stretch, and to have him back there, he's played in some big hockey games as well. I think it just really boosts our depth tremendously. So great group of guys, and I feel like we're just as deep as we were in 22, and hopefully we can get some luck and go on a long run here and hopefully accomplish our ultimate goal again.
All right, this is the most important question, really. When do you start growing the playoff beard? When's the last shave? When did this process begin?
I think everyone's a little bit different. Some guys are superstitious and they shave or they trim, and some guys grow it out completely, and some guys cheat and start a little bit earlier. So it just depends. For me, I had a sort of a superstition in the playoffs in 22. I don't know if I'll do it again, but we'll see. I'm not a huge facial hair guy. I look a little bit ridiculous, but some guys can pull it off and like to grow the beard. Logan O'Connor looks like the Wolverine with his. He's had a little bit of a head start, so looking forward to seeing his again.
Has Kale got anything close? And listen, I'm Irish, can't grow anything. If you ever saw the Cliff Clavin Cheers episode where he had to go glue a beard on, that would be me. But can Kale grow anything? Did he get anything going last Cup run?
I don't remember. I don't think he had much, but I think he can grow a little bit more this time around. So we'll see what he's got in store. But it's a good problem to have.
He's a Wispy Conn Smythe winner. We're talking to Erik Johnson here on the Crackman and Lindahl show ahead of Game 1 on Saturday. So EJ, we all fully expect your buddy Gabe Landeskog to come back and play in this series. We don't know exactly which game it is going to be, but one of the things that you have talked about, that everybody has talked about, is the emotional lift that you get with the return of your captain and everything that Gabe has gone through. My question here is, how do you make sure that you utilize that? How do you make good on emotional lift?
I don't know if we really look at it like that. I think we just know the type of person and player he is, and when we get a guy like that back, not only on the ice but off the ice, I think it's not going to do anything but just enhance our team's ability to win games. And I think that's the most important, and that's all we want to do, is win hockey games to accomplish our ultimate goal. So to have him back, I think, helps us with that. And whether he's back in Game 1, Game 2, or whatever, it's going to be a great boost for us. So I'm just happy for him that he can finally stop answering all these questions and dealing with the unknown. And, I don't know when he's going to be available. It's looking like he will be, but you never know. It's just a day-by-day process with him right now, and he's looking great and doing more and more every day. So I'm super happy for him and his family. They've gone through a lot. I think it's easy to look at Gabe, and he's got really the world kind of at his fingertips. He's got a great, healthy family, 2 great kids, beautiful wife, captain of the team. And I think, a lot of people wondered why he just wouldn't retire, but I give him a lot of credit because he wanted to see this thing through, and he's a huge role model to a lot of people now. And I think, I think people look up to him more so than they did before, just what he's gone through to try and get back and help this Avalanche team win. He didn't have to do it, but he did it for the good of the team, and maybe to prove some people wrong. And hopefully things keep looking like they have been in the last little while. We can get him back, but just any type of minutes he can give us is going to be huge for us. And fingers crossed things keep going well. I'm just super happy as a really good friend of mine that he's doing better and things are trending in the right way.
Erik, I'm curious, pro sports is such a business. Why is this town so important to you? I've had a lot of guys tell me in the past, once you get traded once, everything changes. And yet it feels like Denver's the team that drafted you. Colorado's the team that drafted you, even though they weren't. Why is this franchise mean so much to you?
That's a great question. And you're right, because when you get drafted by a team, you automatically have a connection to that city. And that's how I felt when I was in St. Louis. I really, really loved my time there. And I was really disappointed when I got traded here just because I loved being in St. Louis so much. And then, after a while, I realized what a blessing it was and how grateful and fortunate I was to get traded to such a great city, organization, just type of people that are from here, and to boot, beautiful place to live, one of the best cities in the country. And I kind of felt like it was a little hidden gem for a while, and then it's kind of felt like it exploded the last, 10 years. At least that's how it feels when you sit on I-25 most days.
We noticed,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, but it's just a special place to me. The way I've always been treated here, The fans have been so good to me. I just kind of feel like I'm their guy, and the feeling is mutual. I just love being here, and to be able to be traded back here is, I just pinch myself every day still that I have an opportunity to play for the Avs again, and just going to do everything I can to help the team win. But yeah, this just feels like home. It just feels right, and it feels like I was drafted here and I've played here my entire career. I almost have 14 years or so here in Denver. So just unbelievable to be able to be a part of this organization and team, and to call Denver home. I've lived here in the off season the last 10 years now. So I've almost lived in Colorado more than I have in Minnesota, where I grew up. So it's just a special place to me, and I just love being an Av, love living in Denver, and love everything about it. Just love the people, love the fans, the organization, my teammates, and just really grateful to be able to play here.
EJ, speaking of those fans, you know that they hate the Dallas Stars. What did you say, Andy? With the heat, the burning heat of 1,000
passion
suns.
Of 5 suns. I hate Jamie Benn. If he's your bud, I'm sorry. I got a little goon hockey fan in me, so forgive me, EJ. But I love this team like you did, and I hate Jamie Benn, and I hate the Stars. You know, and they took a couple from the Avs in the late '90s. One of them was the Bork team when he first got here. And I really hate that team and that jersey. So there you go.
Yes. Perfect illustration right there for you, EJ. So given that there is that kind of vitriol that exists, what kind of series do you expect this to be? What do you expect this matchup to be like?
Yeah, I think that's just kind of another part of staying even keel. I think no matter how much you dislike a team, it doesn't matter who you're playing, you still want to beat them because they're in the way of you getting to your ultimate goal. So I think you just focus on the task at hand, not who you're playing. I think we obviously scout and know who we're playing and know what we have to do to win, and know how good they are. But for us, I think you just keep that even-keeled mindset, and we want to beat everybody that we play. So it doesn't particularly matter. I think it's more for the fans and for people outside of our locker room, and I think that's great. I think that's what makes hockey great and what makes the NHL rivalries great. But for us, it's just, another opponent that we have to beat, and that's just the job that we have to do. And they're a really good team, a great team, and we're going to have our hands full. But for us, it's just kind of maintaining that level of calmness and even keel that you just have to beat with whoever you're assigned to play, and not get too worried about any intangibles with it.
Yeah, I'd be terrible in your locker room. If you put 7-1 on them every time, I'd be good. This is the last one for me. We do appreciate your time. It's been good to talk to you. Moj and Vic are all big mad that apparently you came on with us, and they were bragging this morning what great pals you are. I'm curious, Eric, if you have big news, are you calling either Moj or Vic in your top 5 calls? Is that the kind of friends that they actually are?
They are. We are close, so I would give them the call, but unfortunately, Vic was texting my old number, so I did not get the message. So I guess we're not that close after all.
Can't be that good of friends, obviously. By the way, EJ,
but Mosier's at fault for that because Mosier does have my new number, so he should have let Vic know.
That's a Mosier move.
Look,
right
we're
there.
happy about it.
That he
Worked
wouldn't
out
share
for
it.
us.
Yeah, That's a total Moj move right there. He's not sharing that number. By the way, EJ, the other reason you had to join us on the show, I don't know if you know this or not. I'm assuming you do. But you're an award winner on our radio show. The most prestigious award that we give every single year is for the drop of the year, the little audio clips that we play on our show all the time. And you actually won it 3 years ago in the inaugural Drop of the Year contest for your pronunciation of our fine city. Spring, can you play it?
Denver.
Yes. You saying Denver
Greatest of all time.
That is a Drop of the Year award winner. So we just wanted to bring you on to congratulate you for that. Now that you're back with the Avalanche, we can celebrate it a little bit more.
Thank you. That was definitely more coherent than I thought I sounded, so I'm happy about that.
Well, what do you say we do it again? We'll give it another try at another parade.
We just enjoyed how many extra syllables there were in the word
great.
right there. Erik Johnson, everybody. Big number 6 of the Colorado Avalanche, Game 1 on Saturday. EJ, just do Andy a favor and just throw an elbow into Jamie Benn, okay?
Please.
Sounds good, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
All right, Erik Johnson stopping by the show right there. Great to have him on here on a Thursday afternoon.